Okay, so welcome everyone. I hope you all had a great long weekend if you were in Toronto. For those who aren't in Toronto, or if you didn't know, we had a civic holiday yesterday, which was Monday. Today, we're excited to explore the exciting world of Orientation Week. This interactive session will give you a comprehensive overview of what to expect during this engaging and fun-filled week. We are joined by YODA, which stands for York Orientation Directors Association. They will cover everything from Orientation Week activities to essential information, ensuring you're fully prepared for what's ahead. Before we get started, I'll pass it over to my colleague Rachel for a brief assessment just to get to know you a bit better. Over to you, Rachel.
All right, hi everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen now and then we can start the Kahoot. All right, hoping we can all see my screen. So for today's Kahoot, the game pin is 103-2699, and you can join as kahoot.it, or if you have the app, or you can scan the QR code on the screen, and I'll give you all like 2 minutes to join and then we can get started. Again, the game pin is 103-2699. Again, you can also scan the QR code on the screen. The game pin is 103-2699. Join the Kahoot.it or use the app if you have the app, or scan the QR code on the screen. And also, if you're unable to join when we start the Kahoot, you can also leave your answers in the chat and someone will be responding to you as well. Okay, just give you like 30 more seconds. Again, if you're unable to join the Kahoot, you can leave your answers in the chat and then someone will also be there to respond to you. Or you can join us now with the game pin 103-2699 at kahoot.it. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to start now, and you can also leave your answers in the chat as well too. All right, so our first question is a word cloud. So please tell us which city or country you're joining us from today. So where in the world are you joining us from? We'd like to know where all our incoming students or attendees are coming from, just to get a sense of where the audience is at. You can leave that in the answers, or if you're unable to join the Kahoot, you can also leave that in the chat and someone will also respond to you there. Okay, all right. So we have people from Iran, Calgary, Niagara, Mexico, Thornhill, Toronto, Ghana, Chicago. All right, it's lovely to have everyone here. It's good to see that we have such a diverse community here. And next question. So what brings you to today's session? Why are you here? Are you here because you're an upcoming fall or winter student? Are you here because you're a parent or family member of an upcoming fall or winter student? Are you just here to learn more general information about York, or there are other reasons why? So you can pick the one that best fits your need. All right, so most folks here are upcoming fall or winter students. Congratulations, we're happy to have you here, and we hope you're able to get your answers to your questions about a week and learn more information. And one person is a parent or family. Well, thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the chat. So our last question before the presentation begins. So which of the York campuses will you be studying at? So the Keele campus, the Markham campus, or the Glennon campus? Here. All right, so most folks are joining us from the Kill campus, some from Glendon, and some from Macklin. So whatever one you're joining us from, it's great to have you here. We hope you're able to learn so much about orientation week and what happened in the first week of university year at York. So I'm gonna pass it back to Brandon, who's from the Yoda orientation team, and gonna start with a small presentation. Over to you, Brandon.
Hi, folks. Thanks so much, Rachel and Clara, for that introduction. My name is Brandon. I'm one of the orientation directors under the York Orientation Directors Association. I'm also with my colleague Shayanti. She's here as well to help your presentation for Social Orientation 2024. So let's get started. Sorry, folks, hold on. We're getting there, we're getting there. All right, so social orientation at York. Social orientation encompasses a variety of events and activities designed for enhancing your first year experience at York University. So essentially, orientation goes from August 25th to September 3rd. It's a week-long duration of a lot of activities and a lot of fun. So we're just going to go through it day by day. August 25th, we have our move-in day. So for new students attending Kiel, Glendon, and Markham campuses, all students are beginning their move-ins on August 25th. And then you get a residence orientation if you are moving into residence, which pretty much lasts the full day from the 25th to the 26th. For each of your residences, you're getting an orientation. And then from the 25th to the 26th, all international students will also get an orientation to meet your fellow international students, build your community, and learn about your important resources and services for you. And then August 27th to September 2nd is social orientation, as you can see it there, with a lot of animation. This is where you can meet friends in your program, meet friends in general that are other first years. You can become more comfortable at York and make the most of your university experience and kick it off with a lot of different activities. From the 28th to the 30th, there's also academic orientation. So those are two orientations, but academic orientation is also very important. It's hosted by your faculty, where you can meet fellow students, faculty members, as well as learn more about your academic program and resources available to you for your program. And then September 3rd is Open Doors York. It's a day of music, carnival games, prizes, snacks, and fun giveaways from a lot of different campus resources, campus partners, departments, and faculty members. So what is social orientation, also known as OWEEK? So social orientation is a program of social and academic activities designed to introduce first-year students to life at university. You have the option to participate in a wide range of activities, including information sessions, sports challenges, carnivals, live performances, and a bunch of off-campus trips as well. It's a great opportunity to help you find your way around campus, meet new people, and learn more about the traditions and communities at York. So last year's orientation week, essentially, it lasted from the 26th to the 4th. But these are a lot of the activities that we've done throughout the colleges and faculties. This is mainly what we did last year. So that's just a little glimpse about everything that we have. Some things to highlight are Glendon Carnival. So we actually do get to go see Glendon campus. For those who are at Kiel, we get to go over to Glendon campus and they host this really fun carnival. You get to see for Kiel as well. You get to go to Tate McKenzie and you get to do tours of our gym and all of our athletics and recreation department. A lot of the colleges also do a beach day, which is also really fun. Opening and closing ceremonies. But yeah, a lot of the colleges and faculties do a bunch of different programming. So how does OWEEK work? Orientation at York consists of various components depending on your status as a student. So social orientation, or OWEEK, is one component of your orientation at York. OWEEK at York is run and operated by the 9 colleges and the faculties of Lassonde and the Schulich School of Business. So you have your 9 colleges, and then you have Lassonde or Schulich if you're a part of those faculties. Colleges exist to help make a big university feel smaller. They're a place to study, hang out, and participate in a smaller, more intimate setting. They are a place where you can feel at home. So we have 3 campuses, and York is a network of campuses offering a range of opportunities to immerse yourself in the diverse experiences and perspectives that are shaping our world. So if you belong to one of the 10 colleges and faculties at Kiel, the majority of your orientation events will take place at Kiel. If you are a Glennon student, the majority of your events will take place at Glennon campus, with some on Kiel as well, as Glennon comes to visit Kiel and vice versa. And then if you are a Markham student, your orientation events will take place at the Markham campus, with social orientation occurring at Kiel. So if you're a Markham student, you'll be doing your social a week at Kiel campus. So if you're probably wondering which college do I belong to and which a week should I attend, you can head over to the College Finder, which we'll put in the chat. And you can choose which program you're in and you can see which college you belong to. Always a really good opportunity to get to know your program, to get to meet people that are going to potentially be in your lectures for the next 4 years. It's really worthwhile. So we will throw that in the chat so y'all can have a look at your college and see what college you're from. Does anyone know what college they're from by chance? Maybe put that in the chat if anyone knows. See where some of y'all are from, which colleges. And if not, that's totally okay. For a little back story, I was a Vanier constituent. So I did my O week at Vanier, and it really helped me to get involved with the college system and now overseeing orientation. So Bethune, awesome. All right, let's keep going. So why should you participate in O week? It's to create new and meaningful connections with other students in your program. You can explore different resources and services offered to you as a student in your college and faculty, and just as a York student as a whole. And you can experience exciting events and activities that will help you create memories that last a lifetime. And now to register for O week, you can scan the QR code over here. You can also visit the Transition and Orientation website, and it links you to the 11 different orientation weeks at York University. You'll find each group's contact information, their social media, their website, which will include more information about O week and how to get involved. We also have an orientation Discord channel. So for all you first year students who want to get more in touch with your college, with your college presidents and O-chairs, it's a really great way to connect before O week. So we'll definitely link that as well in the chat, which it is. And y'all can start there, and we'll be there pretty much weekly to talk about different topics, Q&As, getting started. If you have any more questions, please feel free to drop it in the Discord chat. We'd love to connect with you. And yeah, that is all from us. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Brandon. Okay, so I'm also just gonna put a link in the chat for our transition website where you can access all of those colleges right now. But if any folks have any other questions, oh, we do have questions. There we go. Okay, so the first question that we have here is, should commuter students register for O week? Do we just skip the residence focused events?
So commuter students are more than welcome to join O week. It is for all first year students. In terms of the residence focus events, there are residence events and there are commuter events. So during residence orientation, during your O week, you'll probably have a commuter orientation. So typically all the colleges and faculties will cater to resident students and commuter students. Hopefully that answers your question.
Oh, great. Okay, and another question that we have here is it compulsory to get the orientation kits?
So it's not mandatory to get an orientation kit. To attend your academic orientation is something we'll strongly advise, but we also highly advise social orientation as well. It is just optional, but it is something that really enriches your experience at York.
Yeah, that kind of answers the next question. Is O week optional? Can we go to academic week without doing O week?
Of course you can. Academic orientation again is very strongly advised, and then social orientation is just more detail about your college and about how to understand and navigate first year.
Mm-hmm. And another question that I got messaged to me privately, what do I bring to O week? Can I bring my parents?
So O week is for the first year student yourself. You can bring, so typically during like O week kit pickups and registration and whatnot, you can more than welcome to bring your parent to help start you off for a week journey, but it is something for the first year in particular. So it is just for you. Yeah.
Okay, and two questions we have here. What is in the kits? What do they usually include?
Yeah. So in an orientation week kit, typically you get a first year t-shirt, and that is what you would wear throughout the week. You get a water bottle because we always keep you hydrated and you have to stay hydrated throughout the week. A lanyard, it gives you access to all the events and all the off-campus events that you'd be going to. Typically, every O week kit is different. So the colleges always add a bunch of different types of merch. They add a lot of resources, um, a lot of different, even like coupons and whatnot in the kit. A lot of hygiene products as well. So like deodorant, um, toothbrushes, toothpaste, all that stuff as well. We try to put everything that you would need, all the essentials for the week.
That's great. Yeah, I feel like the kits are a great perk, if
Yeah,
not the star of the show.
yeah, the kits are the big thing.
Yeah. So another question we have here, is it possible to check in sooner than August 25th, like a day or two? I'm not sure if that's concerning orientation or
Yeah,
move it there.
I would reach out to residents to see if there's potential to move in earlier. I don't have much information on residents itself, but we can definitely point you in the right direction to residents.
Yeah. So if someone can include that contact information there for that person, that would be great. So another question I got messaged here are, what are the safety measures at O week?
Safety measures. So we have campus security always patrolling around campus. We make sure that we always have our leaders are first aid trained, including us. We are also first aid trained. Every college, it is pretty much mandatory that they have first aid trained leaders. All the O-chairs and the presidents and the council members are all trained as well. For any first aid concerns, security, we always make sure that we are keeping campus inclusive and as safe as possible throughout the week. Whether that's in the day, whether that's at night. A lot of leaders we're all trained pretty much to handle any situation that comes our way. And
That's
typically there isn't any. I want to preface that by saying York is, and Keele campus specifically as well, and Glendon and Markham, very safe campuses. Campus security does an incredible job at keeping this campus safe.
Yeah, that's so true. And what type of clothes do you wear at these events? I'm guessing that's what the question
So
is.
weather permitting, always dress for the weather. I think that's the biggest rule of thumb when it comes to O week. When it's hot, I would definitely say to make sure we're wearing sunscreen for sure. We're wearing clothing that's comfortable for you in the sun. And then for the rain as well, obviously we want to make sure we want to stay dry. However you're comfortable in the weather, and keeping yourself safe.
And another one here, great questions, folks. Keep them coming.
Thank you for these questions.
Do we register for each event separately?
So your registration, when you buy your kit, you are registered for pretty much all of the events. You are more than welcome to skip events. It's basically based on your schedule. So when you buy the kit, you can attend the events that that are throughout the week. But again, it is all very optional. If you need a break, we highly advise you to take breaks, not to go to every event. I mean, by all means, go to every event if you can, but take care of yourself throughout the week if you do buy a kit. But yeah, they're not mandatory events, and you can go to whichever events you see fit for you. So in terms of registration, it comes with your kit.
Great. Is there a detailed schedule or agenda available?
Yep. So every college. So once you see which college you are a part of, you will see on the college websites or the college Instagrams, their schedules for the week. Each college and faculty has programming every day. So there's always something to do on or during O week, I should say.
Okay, and another one, how long do the activities last? Is it throughout the whole entire day? Are there any specific events or sessions that students shouldn't miss?
Yeah, so I would definitely say when you do your opening ceremonies for your O week, they will highlight the big events that you'd want to go to, or anything that you see, anything that you see would pertain to you. They they really try to accommodate for everything. Sorry, I'm just trying to get back to that question. What was it, Ariba? Sorry, if you don't mind.
It was just private message, so you might not see it.
Okay, that's why. Yeah.
How long do the activities last? Is it throughout the entire day? And are there any specific events or sessions that students shouldn't miss?
Okay, yeah. So most programming goes throughout the entire day. Again, very optional to go to every event or not. But yeah, the important events your college will highlight.
Yeah, that's great. And I see Shanti answered that question. That's great. Are any of these events also virtual?
So depending on the college, sometimes they'll do a virtual option. Typically, there's times where some socialization will happen on Discord or whatever medium the college they want to use. So some events are virtual. I'm not sure. I think most of these events this year are going to be in person, but again, typically we do try to use other mediums for programming or parallel programming as well.
And a question here is, what's the difference between the standard and deluxe OE kit?
I believe it pertains to the college you're specifically looking into. I think your standard kit will come with your shirt, your lanyard, your water bottle, all the essentials for the week. I think the deluxe kit, most of them, it would be for accessing off-campus events, accessing any sort of exclusivity, any exclusive events for that week specifically. So I know a lot of the colleges are going to different places off campus, and that gives you access to that. So for example, like Winters College, they're going to Medieval Times. I believe one of their tickets gives you access to a ticket to Medieval Times as well as like transportation for there and back.
Okay, great. Someone else asked, so we can't join without buying the kit, like the social or academic portion. I know for academic orientation, it's with your faculty, but for social events.
Yeah, so the academic events, it's with your faculty. For the social events, a few of the colleges are doing some free events. I will also mention that it is kind of worth mentioning that the college that you choose to do orientation with, you can pick any college that you see you're comfortable with. Some colleges do more free events than others. So if you do choose to not opt in for an OE kit, some programming is free for you to go to anyway. So have a look at those schedules, see what is free to you. And if you do feel that you just want to attend the free events at different colleges, by all means, you're welcome to.
Yeah, that's great. I see Shanti answered a lot of the questions, which is great. But we have another direct message here. What are some ways to continue building connections after orientation week?
Yeah, I would definitely say to get involved with your college. That's one of the best ways. Get involved with the clubs, the colleges, anything that you feel comfortable doing. We have a lot of different clubs that you can join. We have a lot of different college opportunities as well if you want to stick with your college. Even with the transition team, there's always opportunity. There's opportunity everywhere at York to stay involved. Yeah, so just look out, especially if you follow Student Life YU, that is York's main Instagram page for all things student life. So that is something worthwhile to check out, but I would definitely advise, unbiased, actually kind of biased, to get involved with your college and make those connections with your college, with your O-chairs, especially your presidents, your council members. Those are the people that are going to really help you with your transition into university.
Yeah, I also think the best part of orientation week is you like do it with the rest of your college. So you already get to know everybody. For example, I did like a few online a week events when I was in my first year. And then when I joined the Criminology Society at York, which is a great club. And from there, I already knew those people from a week. So it was great to reconnect with them too for clubs.
You will make so many friends throughout your experience with your college, and it's really worthwhile to make those connections.
Yeah. Another great question here that I got messaged. What are the transportation options to and from campus? Would parking be available?
Yeah, so parking is available. It does come at different rates for different hours of the day. I think there's a day pass you can buy. We have a few parking lots on campus. I believe if Shayanti's gonna jump in real quick, just talk about parking. Sorry about that. ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm just using Brandon's mic because we're in the same room. For parking, the cheapest ones on campus are about $10 a day. So if you download the Honk mobile app, you can pay for parking there. One thing I would suggest is if you're planning on coming to campus often and you're going to be using your car, you might want to look into potentially buying a parking pass. I'm not 100% sure, parking permit. I'm not 100% sure if they're sold out yet or if they've gone on sale, but they do book really quickly and they sell out fast. But it's honestly a great deal if you are able to get one, because you'd be saving a lot of money throughout the semester if you are planning on driving every day. And then as for during a week, like there are certain lots that are a little bit cheaper if you're just planning to come certain days. Founders lot in particular is $10 a day. That's, I think, the cheapest one on campus. Yeah, that's just,
Yeah, if you are driving and you're commuting with TTC, we're fully accessible by the TTC. That is an option for you on line one. I believe I know a few people that have parked at like Highway 407 station and came down the line. It's like 3 stops to York. You could also, yeah, if you're coming a bit farther, you can always come to Yorkdale through at the GO station and then take line one again. Everything's pretty much accessible through line one to get to York.
Yeah, and we have our own subway stations, 2 of them technically. Pioneer Village Station also gets you to campus, and then also York University Station. That is great. Okay, let me just look for another question here. Yeah, this one. Can I buy 2 different kits from 2 different colleges?
So you can typically only buy one orientation week kit. If you do see that potentially the college might not be the best fit for you, you can definitely reach out to the other orientation chairs or presidents and potentially move over to a different week, but it is supposed to be 1 week per person.
Okay. And this is another question we have here. It's about joining clubs. So how can we join clubs for lab students and which clubs? I would just ask my team to just post in the link for YU Connect. So YU Connect is a site where you can search for any clubs of your interests. There's faith-based clubs, there's athletics-based clubs, major-based clubs, a whole lot of cultural-based clubs that you can look for there. And it's not just dependent on if you're a lab student, you can join clubs. Obviously, some have restrictions, but you can join clubs based off anything, any of your interests. Yeah, Brandon, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, something to remember is despite being a part of a certain faculty or a certain college, we are all York students. And that's something to remember is that access to these clubs and access to these colleges are, York is your oyster. So that's something to always remember is that although the colleges are and the clubs are all sort of not separated, but individualized, there isn't any reason why you shouldn't feel included to join any club that you feel. But yeah, we are York students and this is our home. So we want to make sure that you're as comfortable as possible. So definitely have a look at YU Connect and see what your options are.
Yeah, that's great. Another question, where did it go? So when will oh no, there was this question about what is a college?
Yes. So your college is your essentially where your program of study it falls under. So the colleges are all separated by programs. So for example, like the liberal arts and professional studies colleges are Vanier, McLaughlin, Founders College, and New College. So there's some programs that those LAPS programs fall under those 4 colleges. AMPD falls under Winters. Yeah, so it mostly just depends on your program, and your college is essentially the space that you'll mostly be doing your classes in. It's different for each program. For the most part, that's sort of just home base. It's home base for your programs.
Okay, and then another question. This is a really quick one. When will orientation week be?
Yeah, so social orientation is from August 27th to September 3rd. And yeah, it is a week full of fun academic and social events. So you get to meet people from all over York to really help you with your transition to university.
And someone asked a question about a parking pass. That I would reach out to parking services. If someone can link that there for that person, that would be great.
Oh, sorry,
Maria,
Shanti, you
I
had
can
something.
answer this one. So I believe I bought a parking pass, but I have not received any specific space. So can I park anywhere in that lot? Yes. So unless it's like one of those reserved parking passes, if you bought one for a particular lot, you can park anywhere. So for example, I currently have a summer pass for a Founders East lot, and that's the reserved one. You don't get a specific spot. You just park anywhere as long as there's space. So this.
Yep.
Okay, great. Our team is very well-rounded. We know all the answers to everything. What resources are available for students who may feel overwhelmed or anxious during a week?
Yeah, so every college comes equipped with wellness spaces. So there's spaces where if you just need time for yourself, you always have a wellness space, but we also have parallel events for whether or not you don't want to do one event, there's always an option to go to a different event. Typically, the capacities they range. So if you do feel overwhelmed in a large crowd, there's always going to be something there for you to feel more at ease. We have our wellness spaces. We have parallel spaces. Something else to note is again we have mental health certified leaders as well. We also have mental health services that you can access at York as well, if that is helping with comfortability. Yeah, go ahead, Chad.
And then I was just gonna say, generally, there are like some resources on campus to help you with just talking things through if you just need a conversation or if you need counseling. Student counseling, health and well-being, that particular department at the university is great for having those conversations, and you can also book one-on-one appointments with them. Their website is pretty thorough. I will drop it in the chat. They have a great amount of resources in case, like, just going beyond O week, it would be great to check out.
But also, yeah, just even during the week, don't be afraid to talk to your O-chair, talk to your president if you feel comfortable. They're really, really great to have just one-on-one time to kind of know where your comfortability lies, and you have leaders looking out for you no matter what. So if you do feel overwhelmed in any space, the leaders are there for a reason. That's why they have their jersey. That's why they're there to, make sure that the first years are having as an enriching time as possible. So.
Hey, that's great. I also just put the Discord link there for any folks that are still interested. I know some folks have just joined us, so they can join that with that link there. And then Shanti just included the Student Counseling, Health and Wellbeing link there. Great resources. York's also always here to support with whatever comes your way during your time at university. But yeah, do we have any other questions? These have all been very great questions. Any other questions at all?
I'm gonna answer it in the chat. Are there any joint events / faculty events? Yeah, so I think Shanti answered that actually. But yeah, joint events. We love to share the college love. Something I wanted to mention and worth mentioning is that most of the colleges will have interacted with the other colleges. So throughout the week, if you're with Founders College, you're going to meet Vanier, you're going to meet Winters, you're going to meet Bethune, you're going to meet Schulich, you're going to meet everyone, and it's a really great time to meet friends from a bunch of different places York wide, different colleges York wide. So yeah, joint events, big thumbs up. Will there be a tour of some sort? Yes. Sorry, I just kind of went for it. Yeah.
For it.
So campus tours, campus scavenger hunts, those happen throughout the week. You get a tour of campus, you get a tour of Glendon, which will be really good as well. Yeah, if you are an international student, there's also a lot of colleges are going downtown, downtown Toronto to do sort of a tour of downtown Toronto to kind of get to know the city a little bit more. Yeah, but yeah, tours happen a lot. Wayfinding is a really big thing that we try to emphasize at York as well. So when it comes to getting around campus, leaders will always be around to help you get around, and to answer questions.
Yeah, I think O Week in general is even if it's not a specific tour listed as a tour, it's just a great way to get to know campus because you're there before classes start, you know where the buildings are. It's great, yeah.
Oh, I wanted to add, even if you do not choose to buy a kit, those leaders, they are still accessible to you. They're there to help out any students that may have questions. So please don't feel that it's just an exclusive event / programming. That we are there to help you no matter what. So
And Clara just put in the link for our upcoming campus tours and other events on our Eventbrite that we have. So you can scroll through these, sign up for a campus tour. It's always a lot of fun. And another question that I got DM'd to me is how can I get involved in planning and organizing future events? So I'm guessing being one of y'all.
Yeah. I mean, I think the first step is, to join O Week, to experience orientation week. Get involved with your college because that's where Shanti and I kind of got our footing before we became orientation directors. One of the biggest pieces of advice that I would give you is, yeah, get involved, experience O Week to its fullest capacity, try your best to, attend events that, you feel comfortable with, and, also step out of your comfort zone because O Week really, it pertains to everyone. And one thing about becoming a planner for orientation is, to understand how different people interact in these settings. So yeah, experience O Week, go for it, and yeah, get connected with your college, and then through your college, who knows, maybe one day, you might end up as an orientation chair and then an orientation director like Shayanti and I. So
Yeah. Any other questions? Last call. Great answers, great questions. Okay, I got another one here. How will we know which rooms and classes we will be in, and how will we find our way to them? Will this be included in a week?
yeah, so during your campus tours with your colleges, typically a lot of the colleges will have you pull up your visual schedule, or wherever, if you have a list of where your classes are, and they will help you walk around and navigate where you're going. I think most of the time campus tours and wayfinding happens pretty frequently throughout the week. So even if you need, some more help, leaders are always there to help you walk around campus if there's ever downtime. Yeah.
I was also gonna say, because I understood the question differently. I thought it was like where they're gonna be during O week.
Oh, where they're gonna be.
But that's valid as well. For O week in particular, you'll get that information from your orientation chairs. So definitely before orientation week starts, they will email all that information to you about where you need to be and where you need to meet them for certain events. But
yeah,
it
and
goes
that
for-
too. It goes both ways. My bad. First, yeah, like that's all gonna be there before a week. So yeah. Um, residence assignments, will they be confirmed soon? I believe residents will reach out to you to confirm if you have your spot in residence. If not, you can always reach out to them as well. I believe it was linked in the chat to reach out to residents if you do have questions.
Okay, let's see if we have any other questions here. Just curious, how many first years are there? Do y'all have any clue? I think there's
First years this year, at least for O Week, they have been fluctuating in really positive ways. So you'll see when you come to O Week, and you'll see how many first years there actually are. It's always surprising to see the numbers, and yeah, you just have to wait and see.
Brandon said no spoilers. We didn't get here. Okay, any other questions? Last call.
Let's call. If you do have more questions, please join our Discord. That is everything orientation. So
Yeah, I'll put, oh, anyone here from BA Information Technology?
you could also put that in the Discord.
I was just gonna say that. You
Yeah,
can put it in the
put that in the
and you'll
Discord.
be-
You might see some people that have asked about IT.
Here's that link there. Yeah, that's great. Is there any sort of York food card? I think this is, you can cover
Yeah.
this.
So, like, if you're a resident, like, you can obviously get the
meal
meal
plan.
plan. In terms of like just in general, there's not necessarily a food card, but during orientation week, a lot of campus vendors will often have like promotional discounts because there's just a lot of students on campus. And that's a great way to get to know campus vendors. But I guess to like TLDR is that there isn't really like a card
A food
beyond
card,
like
yeah.
a meal plan.
Mhm. And what kind of food places are available during a week?
Ooh, a lot.
Yeah.
We have a lot of different vendors on campus. I'm not sure if a lot of you are familiar with Osmos, Popeyes. We have a lot of we have vendors that cater to all diets. So we have, I can't even think off the top of my head. We just have a lot of options. There is
Vegan,
yes, there's
vegetarian.
vegan, vegetarian. There's a directory as well, I believe, on um, food services, the food services website. I believe it's food services or White You Eats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a bunch of different cafeterias as well that make all different types of food. And those are typically found in the colleges or in the residences. The different caps are all equipped to meet your needs.
And the dining directory was just put in the chat. That's great. Are the O-Week activities accessible for people with disabilities? That's a great question.
Yes, very much so. We make sure that our spaces are all accessible and inclusive to all individuals with accessibility needs. We do accessibility checks quite frequently. Even before, since the winter term when we were planning all of this, we've made sure that our spaces are accessible. If there's any concerns, we try to meet those as fast as we can as well. Yeah, but in terms of physical, in terms of any other types of accessibility needs, we make sure that we cater to all.
Mhm. And someone asked, what kind of information will the academic day, which I'm assuming is academic orientation, will go over?
Everything. AO, we call it AO, but academic orientation is it's the whole day. Well, it's pretty much from the morning till mid-afternoon. They give you the entire rundown of your program. They'll give you the rundown of the types of courses that you'd be taking, your degree requirements, all of that will happen throughout your academic orientation. It helps you meet your faculty, your professors. Yeah, academic orientation does everything that has to do with the courses you're taking, everything that your degree entails. AO will equip you for what you have in store.
Hey, and someone asked, would you consider the Kiel campus food affordable?
For the most part, I think you just gotta know where to look. I personally, again, like if this is a more personal question, I would go to the Curtis Lecture Hall cafeterias, the college cafeterias, because they have some really good options for some pretty affordable prices. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to know where to look. I think
You gotta know where to look. The directory.
there's like some places do like weekly specials and things like that. So you just have to know where to look.
Yeah.
Another question. I think we answered this already a little bit. Is it okay if we go to O-Week alone without any other students? Are there icebreakers for us to meet and interact with other students when O-Week begins?
Can I speak to that?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I started at York on my own. I came, and a lot of my friends to this day all came solo, and that's how we all met each other. That is sort of one of the best ways to get to know a lot of people is you just got to put yourself out there. Join that line, register for an O-Week, go in alone, and you will find that you are not truly alone. You have people by your side no matter what.
Yeah, it's a great answer. Another question here is, can we register for academic orientation later?
The sooner the better. I would say it'd be really good for your faculty and your college to know what to expect. So yeah, the sooner the better. But if you do have to sign up a few days before AO starts, yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, so academic orientation all depends on your faculty and college, and I feel like they reach out to students with registration and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I don't see any more questions, so I will pass it over to Rachel. But again, if there are any questions, the Discord was linked up there, and I will also add it again in case you have any questions for Shanti or Brandon. But yeah, for now, I'll pass it over to Rachel.
All right. Thank you, Brandon, Shayanti, and Reba for all the questions and going over every detail of orientation week. If you have more questions, you can still leave them in the chat and then someone will also respond to you. So right now we're going to finish the rest of the Kahoot that we started. I'm going to be sharing my screen now. Again, if you are unable to join the first time, the Kahoot PIN is 1032699. Just go to Kahoot.it and then put in the PIN and then go on from there. If you're unable to join the Kahoot, you can also put your answers in the chat also. And I'm hoping we're all still here. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. So this is for today's session of feedback. How helpful was today's session? On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being very dissatisfied, 5 being very satisfied, how helpful was today's session? You can also leave your answers in the chat and then we'll also react to that too. If there's any way you wanted us to improve on our sessions, you can also leave that in the chat also. Alrighty, so we get 9 answers submitted. Okay, very satisfied. So 89% of people are very satisfied, 11% are 4 out of 5. The average was 4.9. So again, thank you to our guest speakers. They were able to talk so well about orientation week. I know most of our questions were answered, and that's a really good thing to see. Okay, and also word cloud. So what is something that you'd like to know more about going forward? So this is just going to help us in our own future events. What's a present topic? What's a service at York that you'd like to know more about that we haven't really touched on? What's something that you just want to get general knowledge of before you begin your studies at York? Leave the answers in the chat. It's probably, if it's too long to say, you can also leave that in the chat as well. I'll put it here. All right, so we got 4 answers. People would like to know more about the lecture room, OSAP, student life at York U, or work study system. So that's a really great topic to know more about. To learn more about OSAP, I would recommend reaching out to the financial services at York. They'll be able to answer more questions about OSAP. We've also had a parent and family orientation session with the financial services a while back. So I think the recording should be on our YouTube channel or our website. About the lecture rooms and student life at York U, I would recommend signing up for our York 101 events, as well as our York 201 events. We're able to touch more on these things. And also you can follow our Instagram, student life at York U, join our Slack channel, join the orientation Discord channel, the work study system. This will also be talked about more by the financial services of Gesset, or you can go to yuhire.com. .ca, not sure, but go to YUHire and then look at the opportunities there available at York. So our final question is a poll. So please rank the following York related topics that you would like to, that you most like to learn more about. So based on the series of topics that are listed here, what is one topic or what are some topics that you'd like to learn more about? Again, you can also leave your answer in the chat and then someone also gets to react to that too. Alrighty, so most folks would like to learn more about enrollment and finances, student community organizations, campus building and residences, community and city transit, York history and values, and campus recreation and athletics. So if you'd like to learn more about this event, we're also going to be hosting more virtual info sessions just like this on some other services at York, as well as some York 101s virtual and I think one more in person. And you can sign up for that and come around to see and learn more about these topics. And our final page is, this is to scan and visit our Eventbrite page to follow us and sign up for more future events, as well as following us on Instagram, Student Life York U, join our Slack channel, as well as joining the orientation channel. So I'm done and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and pass it over to Clara.
All right, thank you, Rachel, and thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found this session on Orientation Week exciting and informative. A special thank you and round of applause to Yoda, Brandon, and Shayanti, as well as Stephen for their insights and their time. Remember, Orientation Week is a fantastic opportunity to connect with fellow students and get a head start on your university journey. And if you have any more questions, or you need further information, feel free to reach out in the Discord. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and we look forward to seeing you during orientation week. Thank you and goodbye.